people have waited long enough. They want to know. Let's just hop right in, do Beast Mode, and you can tell everybody sort of what the big surprise is about this.
Well, so previously we had Horde Mode in Gears 2, and everybody seemed to like that.
Everybody loved it. Amazing.
I mean, a lot of games suddenly started shipping with a Horde Mode. We're like, cool, I guess that means we did something right. So we're like, well, how can we switch that up? What's the interesting thing that we could do? And we decided, what if you could play as not only the Locust, like bipedal characters, but what about the monsters? What if you could run along the floor as a ticker and try and suicide bomb your enemies? What if you could play as a boomer and you could try and take out Marcus Phoenix? What if you could play as a berserker and you could be incredibly powerful and smash the coalition forces in some of their setups? And it's really kind of this, you can play as wretches also, kind of taking cover and sliding along, knocking over the bad guys, taking out the said female gears, and it proves to be a lot of fun. So it's you and up to 4 friends on Xbox Live, taking on wave after wave of increasingly difficult COD. It's a lot of fun.
Now, unlike Horde, where if I'm playing as a gear and I die, that's it for me in that round. Obviously, if you're playing as that ticker, your purpose is to just explode on somebody. So do you get respawns then?
Well, so what you get is you get tokens that you earn by killing various coalition characters, right? And so the more tokens you get, the bigger creature you can unlock. And some of the creatures will be locked from the beginning. You're not going to be able to play as a berserker from day one. You kind of have to earn that right. But that said, I think the whole unlocking thing has kind of gotten insane in the video game industry, whereas you pay $60 for a game and you don't get any features and you have to unlock it for 400 hours. We'll have a good stable of creatures, you'll be able to play as them, and then you'll unlock the berserker. Right here you can see we have our Cantus, who kind of acts as our medic class. Has the ability to resurrect a lot of the Locust gunners and grenadiers, which is kind of a great thing. You hang back, bring them back into battle, and continue to fight. Here goes the ticker. He's a little bastard, man. He's got the little wiggly butt in the back. And what happens here is you have these great moments where you have a berserker versus the mech exosuit of the Silverback, which is pure magic.
Yeah. That stuff is actually just incredibly awesome. So the control, say, for a ticker is that you have a button where you actually choose when to explode, is that right?
Yeah, you basically hit B to suicide bomb. And you'll find when you try and take out the cog, they'll kind of dive out of the way, and you're like, no, get over here, and you'll get to the point where you get, like, double kills. We often joke at work that the game mode's called Smear the Gear.
Nice. And is this going to be the same setup as Horde, where it's, goes up to 50 waves, or?
We haven't quite figured out how many waves there'll be yet. We played around with different numbers. We want it to be a game mode that you can kind of jump in and play for 5 minutes, or you can play for 4 or 5 hours. So we're still tweaking those numbers right now.
One of the things I loved about Horde mode was that because it had different maps, even though you were fighting against sometimes the same, sort of sets of waves, just the maps themselves made those fights different. Is that kind of the same setup that we're going to get with Beast?
Well, one of the situations we have here is you can see the COG are kind of entrenched, with turrets and fences and things like that. So depending on the map, depending on the layout, you could wind up dealing with an entirely different base setup that could make it a lot more unique or a lot more difficult or a lot more fun. Cool. She can't stop watching the Berserker. She has this Hulk smash, right? And she's like, screw your couch, I'm going to knock it all over.
Well, let's ask that. So, controlling the Berserker, what kind of moves do you have available to you?
From the get-go, she has a kind of a B smash where she kind of smashes the ground, kind of causes a area like radial effect of everybody. But if you press and hold A, she does her traditional Berserker Scream, and then just smashes through everything, kind of like a roadie run from hell. It's a lot of fun. She's also kind of myopic, right? She has kind of bad eyesight. We're still tweaking the mode. It's not quite perfect yet, but it's really kind of bad eyesight, right? You kind of have to deal with that. You have this immense power, but you can't quite see that well.
Cool. And then, I think I'm most interested actually in the Cantus, which is the Locust Priest. So is that sort of maybe like your healer class almost?
Yeah, absolutely. The Cantus is kind of the healer class, and you can heal a lot of the bipedal Locust. And the funny thing about doing a class-based mode is that every person likes a different class, which is kind of the beauty of it. Some like being a suicide bomber, some like being a medic, some like being a big monster. We have something for everyone in this mode.
Awesome. And can you tell us, when can we expect Gears of War 3?
Gears of War 3 is shipping in April 2011. Spring is the new fall.
It really is. Thanks so much, Cliff.
It's great seeing you.
Good seeing you.